I call the honourable member for Hughes. Sorry, MacArthur.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Today I would like to pay tribute to former Campbelltown Mayor and State Liberal MP Mr Greg Percival, OBE, who passed away on the 9th of May 2011. I'd also like to pay my respects to Greg's wife Diana, his three children Virginia, Drew and Susan, and their families, who he loved very much. Since his passing, Greg Percival has been remembered by the MacArthur community as a local treasure, a true statesman, a civic legend and a man of integrity. Greg was a great visionary who played a vital role in the development of Campbelltown and the MacArthur region. Mr Speaker, to quote last week's edition of the MacArthur Advertiser, there was barely a square metre of Campbelltown in which Greg Percival did not have a major say. From the location of our council chambers to the West Tigers home ground to the creation of Campbelltown's sister city relationship with Koshigaya, Mr Percival was usually at the engine room. His political heyday stretched from the 1950s to the 1980s, but even in retirement, he never lost his local passion. In recent times, for example, he backed the successful fight to stop Glenfield's Hurlston Agricultural High School farm paddocks being sold to developers by the state Labor government. Greg's political achievements speak for themselves: 31 years as a councillor, 2 terms as mayor and 2 as deputy mayor. He was a state member of parliament from 1977 to 1978 and from 1986 to 1988, an executive member of the Local Government Association, the Australian Council of Local Government Associations in the 1960s and 70s, where he was elected president. Greg devoted a lot of his own time as member of several boards and commissions, including across New South Wales, including the Sydney Water Board, the New South Wales Planning and Environment Commission, the Australian Council for Intergovernmental Relations and the Australian Constitutional Review and Convention. Locally, he was a trustee of the Ingleburn Returned Servicemen's League and chairman of the MacArthur Country Tourist Association. He was a life member of the Ingleburn Bowling Club and Ingleburn Tennis Club, the president of the Hume Area Scout Association and patron of Campbelltown Rotary, Ingleburn Chamber of Commerce and the Royal Australian Navy's Fair Mile Association. Greg was instrumental in the establishment and continued support of the Campbelltown Koshigaya Sister Cities Association and visited Japan on numerous occasions. He was also awarded the Officer Order of the British Empire, OBE, in 1976, a justified tribute and recognition of his contribution to his community, Mr Speaker. Greg was Campbelltown's longest-serving councillor and always stood up for what he believed was right. He never backed away from a fight. It was always an honour to stand beside Greg in the trenches, fighting for our community. In his political career, Greg was tough, yet passionate and very charming, and was known for his great sense of humour and pride in his community. He was a quiet achiever. Everything he did was for others, not for his own political gain. Even in retirement, Greg was well informed about the local community and was often keen to bend my ear about the future of my electorate. I've always been very fond of Greg as a person. I'm grateful for all the advice he gave me. Even a few months ago, when I had lunch with Greg and his wife Diana at Macquarie Links Golf Course, Greg was keen to bend my ear about the future of Campbelltown and its surrounds. I always enjoyed spending time with him and listening to the stories about his time on council. I was pleased to see Diana at the Appin Bicentennial Festival last weekend, maintaining the Percival family's strong historical and personal connection to the local community. Greg was ahead of his time when it came to his vision for MacArthur. The significant contributions he made to the city of Campbelltown was something that not just his family but the entire community can certainly be proud of. I believe it would have been appropriate to honour Greg Percival with a state funeral, recognising his status amongst the MacArthur community. My hope for all those who choose a life in the political arena, whether at a local, state or federal level, make the same contribution to their communities and are held in the same high esteem as this great man by the end of their careers. At the request of Greg's family, I was honoured to say a few words at his funeral and pay tribute to a great man in the company of the member for Fowler, who also spoke. On behalf of the MacArthur community, I'd like to publicly acknowledge Greg for his great contribution he made to our community and thank him for his vision, which has helped make my electorate what it is today. Greg, this is the only battle I remember you losing. You'll always be loved and respected. You'll always be remembered. Rest in peace, my good friend.